Did you know that on average, children in urban elementary schools are receiving only 1.5 hours of instructional science per week, much less than when we were kids in school? As a way of combating this trend, the nonprofit E-Ink, which just opened the E-Ink Environmental Science, Discovery, and Action Museum this year, is providing children and adults with a scientific understanding of Earth's beings, systems, and resources to help protect the planet. One fun and innovative way to raise awareness will occur on Saturday, October 14th, as 3,000 rubber ducks will be released into Little Mystic Channel to race in the inaugural E-Ink Duck Dash. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun there. To tell us more about the event and about E-Ink, we've invited its executive director, Dr. Ricky Stern. Welcome to Urban Update, Doctor. Thanks for coming in. 3,000 ducks. We'll talk about that in a second. Sure. But let's start with the question about what's going on with youth education in science in urban schools.
So schools are amazing. We're in 12 of them this year, and they work incredibly hard to do what they need to do, which is educate our children. There's just not enough time for everything equally because we're a gateway city, and so much has to happen for kids to be proficient as they get older. Science is an hour and a half or 2 hours maximally in many of our schools because that's the time they can allot. What is exciting about E-Ink is its capacity to partner with schools, with after schools, with teen teams, and create an excitement about science and a way to augment so that there's more opportunities for young people to have deep, let's say profound science experiences. And that's what we're bringing to the table.
What are some of the consequences of this lack of basic science knowledge? And I guess, how do you see that affecting, you know, these children who are going to be up to be the country's leaders, future leaders?
It's an interesting question. For us, as an organization that's devoted both to science and also action for the planet, our one of our concerns would be the concept of science literacy. We want a populace that understands how the planet works so that they can make thoughtful decisions. They can believe that a scientist tells you the truth around climate. They can understand what the tasks are in order to make the world healthy for their own children. And so it becomes really important to find as many outlets as possible to bring science into kids' lives. On top of that, there's the desire for science jobs and science skills for many companies that are being touted. We say early and often, if you want science to be beloved, because that's really where it starts, it's that getting excited about something. Otherwise, kids give up. That's, I think, what the numbers are showing us, that as the older they get, the less they're doing well rather than the more, even with more science, and that's a problem.
And some of the concrete things that E is doing to try to help this problem?
So we are in schools bringing 6 sessions in resources each year, 5 years in a row, to help kids understand many of the resources on the planet, but we do it through science. But again, we are an organization that does science plus action. Every one of those schools are doing leadership projects that has conservation central to that project. They lower electrics, they conserve water, they add habitat. And so through those, we are bringing a science bent there to augment what is being provided. In after schools, we are doing 11 lessons for 3 sets of kids, and we teach an entire after school the science of the planet.
Okay. Now, what about some more information on the new Environmental Science, Discovery, and Action Museum, which you just opened up?
Very exciting, really a dynamic place. We just did our first kid-focused climate change exhibit, and I have to say our marks were very high. The kids loved it. We do something called supported learning. When kids come, there's a person on the floor shepherding them all the way through. We added to the exhibit we got from the Note-Bart Museum in Chicago a whole bunch of wonderful pieces like plays, experiments, kids doing demos, very fun, very funny. Great 4-hour stint in one exhibit.
Where's it located now?
We are now at 114 16th Street in the Charlestown Navy Yard, last block on the Harbor Walk.
Okay. Now, I hear you're planning something well, let's call it unique, I guess. Talk to me about this idea of releasing 3,000 rubber ducks into the Little Mystic Channel. What's that all about?
Well, so when my daughter was young, I saw this done in Fort Lauderdale, and I thought, God, I want to do that one day. You put the ducks in. People not bid on the ducks, they buy, quote unquote, the ducks. So everybody's got skin in the game around their little rubber duckies. And the event itself is really going to be a kid fun fair. There's going to be a wonderful chubby chickpea truck there for food. We've got a fabulous band coming. It's going to be a great day. Outdoors are in on that day because we have space indoors to put it if we need to. But at 1:30, everyone that bought a duck is going to be at the edge of the water looking to see if they're going to win a prize. We have 30 prizes that are going to be there, from a $100 gift certificate at Whole Foods to going out to dinner for two in a couple of wonderful restaurants. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon.
Wow, sounds great. Now, where can folks get more information on e-ink and the museum?
Right, they can just go to our website. It's e-ink-action.org, so that we tell everybody all the time we're about the planet, we're about action for the planet. Our kids do action all the time. Go there, you'll see what we do, and you'll see lots of info about how to buy a rubber duck.
Okay, and you know, I keep going back to that the statistic we started at the very beginning of 1.5 hours of instructional science per week on average. I mean, you know, we've always talked about cutting art, cutting music. We just talked about recess in the last segment. People say there's not enough recess. Now there's not enough science. I guess. I think
it's only fair to say, this is so corny and I'm sorry, but it does take a village. The schools can't do everything. It's not fair to ask them to do everything. They are doing the best they can with what they have, and when you go into the schools, it's amazing to see what people do. We are there to support what they do, to bring after schools along to augment science. Science and after school, I think, is one of the best things you can do. There's not a lot of it, and it's exciting to do it that way.
Okay, sounds fabulous. So Dr. Ricky Stern with the e-ink and the new e-ink Environmental Science Discovery and Action Museum.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and good luck with those rubber ducks.
I know,
okay,
you need
it.
it.
All right, well, that's it for this edition of Urban Update. I'm Byron Barnett. For all of us here at Urban Update, have a great Sunday, everyone.